All right, what's going on? So another prototype here. So I have been working on making AI fight scenes here, and was kind of struggling with a little bit of scene consistency for the fighters and so forth. So spun together a similar tool to something I've made in the past here. So this leverages Nano Banana like a lot of the other tools I show. Let's kind of show an example. This is kind of what it generated. I basically called out a fight scene here, but show you kind of how this works. I'm not going to get into these other spots. These we'll eventually show this this pose editor. I think we'll come to that at another time. But just want to kind of show how I kind of create some of these fight scenes. So let me show one that I just finished. Let's put this up on the screen here. So this is a fight scene I just made using Dreamina's new multi-shot tool, where you can have multiple shot that you link them together, kind of like first and last frame, but you can do it almost up into a minute. So let's kind of show. So I added this front piece right here, but the rest here is all done in the app besides the sound effects. But I basically used this tool to create this. I'm still tweaking it, but you can kind of see what I'm going for here. I made this kind of oneer, and this was all done in one. I'm just kind of sending it over to them to see what they think over at Dreamina. But you can kind of see creates these long fight scenes. But the way I need to do this is I need consistency between the shots. So what I did was, let me drop. So basically, I just said I want a 20-shot fight scene. I can do like, let's even if I want 30. Between let's see, two Asian men wearing kung fu clothing and metal masks, and they have swords. You know, you can just kind of tell what you want, and you can choose the style you want, whether I want pixel art or realistic or cinematic. I'll go with comic book just because this one below here was anime. And how this works is it's going to analyze this thing I gave it. It does a few things. It checks how many shots I asked for. It checks how many people are in the scene. And then what it does is it starts to break all of this prompt into characters. So right here, it's creating two consistent characters. So these will be the characters, and I made a change. They might not. Yeah, I was gonna say they're not gonna look this way because I kind of broke this piece before. But what it'll do is it will create this. I kind of love this style already. Actually, what are we looking at here? This is a cool style. Actually, we're definitely gonna keep this. And so what I do is I basically take these shots. I'll download these, and we'll basically string these together as a storyboard. I'm going to treat this kind of as part one of this series, and I'll kind of show you how I'm getting into a bit of AI fight scene or AI fight choreography. This all kind of stemmed from me making a tool for storyboarding actual fight scenes I was working on. I worked on a short film recently that I did the AI VFX as well as the fight choreography, and I needed a tool that I could be on set and we can move really fast, and the actors knew the fight choreography, the director, the cameraman, we were all on the same page, and then we had to move really fast. So what I did was basically use a tool like this to generate images of actors, and you can actually use this tool. This tool is also built just for fight choreography. I can put images of regular people here and have it be populated and make really good storyboards for your crew. But you can kind of see this is kind of cool here. We'll kind of let this do its thing, but rather than running this through AI, I kind of want to see if I can make like somewhat of a flip book out of this. Let me just let this do its thing, and I'll come in here and we'll see what a flip book action would look like. All right, so it finished. It's actually kind of cool. And so what I was mentioning before, I'm not going to run through here because there was a little bit of inconsistencies, and I'm not going to spend too much time. I have another video that will kind of show this process, but where is it? So Dreamina has a new tool that it's not out for everyone, but I'll kind of show what it does is, so you can see you can take a ton of shots and kind of string them together. So what you can do is, I'll click this guy right here. You'll see this fight scene that I created. I use this tool to create the storyboards, but then you basically add a shot, then you put a prompt in between, add a shot, put a prompt in between, add a shot, put a prompt in between, and basically continue. You can essentially keep running this. They give you up until 10 frames to do this, but you can do it once, take that last frame, do it again. You can make a whole movie that basically has 0 cuts in it. And I'll show you some examples here. So I did this one with this bird flying here, and this is a 54-second seamless video of this bird kind of just going on a bit of a journey. Kind of flies around and ends up certain places and stuff, and eventually lands on this spot for a cool cinematic reveal. I did one with this car, and I'll kind of show you like some of the process here is I make these shots, and I did them all in here, and I'll basically download these and kind of show you what essentially happens. As you can imagine, I'm not gonna run credits on this, but I did show you a couple examples. What I would do is I would take all these, boom, boom, grab all these guys, and you'll kind of see what happens. Just grab all these in order. Okay, 28, 29. Okay, I got 30 shots here. So I'll come over to, basically what's gonna happen here is, you know, you'll kind of create this like, you kind of see that you can create an animation here very simply. So that's basically what this storyboard tool is all about. This fight choreography tool is all about, that it can create stuff like this. And if I wanted to, you know, go realistic here, we'll just click generate scene again. I need to tweak the character generator. I broke it somewhere earlier tonight. I broke it, but you can kind of see what I'm going for here. It just lets me expedite my process a little bit here, especially when having a tool like Dreamina's tool of, you know, keeps making these interesting characters. It's probably not going to have them in the fight scene, but I will go and tweak that. But like, you know, you'll kind of see here, we're going to do, this is a 10, I think it's just going to make a 10 shot sequence here, but you can already see it's kind of cool looking what it's making here. And you can kind of recreate the same process here of having 2 fighters fight each other, and that's kind of the realm I'm trying to get into, is making some of these stylized AI fight scenes. And this is just a bit of my process that I tend to go through is making all the characters, making all the scenes. And what this tool is really cool at, I'll kind of just jump in here to like pose. We'll go to pose editor. So if I wanted to make a pose of like, I don't know, fighter 1 delivers a sidekick at the torso of this person and he gets struck, basically come in here and I can generate a pose. It's going to create a pose for me. See, there we go. That's the pose it made for me. And what I can do is I can essentially download this pose here. And I could do a lot of this in here, but I'll just kind of show you what's happening under the hood. So I can let me paste this this fighter in here. So make the red guy knight in shining armor, and make the blue guy a king who is made out of diamonds. Have them on a Pixar style animation inside of a king's palace. Keep the same position as the image provided. So essentially what's happening here is you can kind of see I made this thing that can generate these poses, and you can customize it and choose where the leg goes and what lands and so forth. But for the sake of kind of showing what this tool does, boom, you kind of see we've now recreated the same shot and say, now turn the Diamond King into ninja in all black. So what I love about this is I can really iterate on my fight scenes and be extremely accurate to how I want the position to be, how I want the pose to be, and how I want the fight scene to be. So just a quick little, I promise that I'm going to show as many of these prototypes I've been making, and this is a really fun one I've been making for fight scenes. I have a lot more fight scenes coming. I'm going to save this because I think we're going to, maybe next episode, we'll turn these two characters into an actual fight scene, and we'll run through the full process. But hope you guys enjoy. You can kind of see this is a bit of a process you can do to make fight scenes, and I'm going to be covering a lot of action and fighting related AI filmmaking stuff. So if you like what you see here, just like and comment and tell your friends that you watched the cool video online.